Okay, let's start with different types of clash detection. I will close these two so we have some space here, and I will put these on the sets that I made here earlier. Ceilings and framings. Guys, after you added the test and specified the categories you wanted, in the settings section, you can specify the type of clash detection that you want. As you can see here, we have 4 types of clash detection: hard clash detection, concertative clash detection, clearance, and duplicates. What is this? What's the difference between them? Hard clash detection, which is the type we usually use for clash detection, shows you the interferences. So, for example, it says that this arrow has interference with the ceiling. If you want to specify its tolerance here, for example, it says that if you have so much interferences with each other, it should report it to me. Here you have to specify the amount of interferences in this section. They usually give it 2, 3, or 5 centimeters. Then there's a concertative clash detection, which is usually not a good type of clash detection because it's a combine of duplicates and hard clash detection. Now let's go to the next type of clash detection. As I explained to you, when you choose this type of clash detection and enter a number in the tolerance, for example, I enter 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, or I enter 5 centimeters, it actually says that the object that I have chosen, if they are closer than the distance I gave you, they should report it to me. As a clash. For example, the objects we put on the wall, the installation objects we put on the wall, sometimes their distance is very important for each other. You can do this clash detection in Navisworks so that if there is a mistake or if 2 objects should have a distance, for example, we can say for like 50 but less, you can identify them with Naviswork. So this is the clearance type of clash detection. The next type of clash detection is duplicate clash detection. For this, when you want to correct our modeling mistakes, for example, let's say you put 2 walls on top of each other, or you put 2 arrows on top of each other and you were not very careful with them, and you took it from a duplicate and it fell on itself. And in these situations, maybe you didn't know this in your Navisworks, you can do duplicate clash detection in Navisworks, mostly for modeling mistakes. Duplicate clash detection does not have a final design. It is mostly used for modeling mistakes. And usually the clash detection we always do is a type of hard clash detection, which is mostly used for interferences. Conservative hard clash detection is actually a combine of duplicate and hard clash detection, and it's not a good type of clash detection. Why? Because it's usually introduced things to you as clash which are not actually a clash. For example, if there's a window in a wall, it usually introduces it as a clash when it's not even a clash. Well, that window really has to be in the wall. It is not a good type of clash detection, and I recommend you not use it. This clash detection a lot. So this is also a type of clash detection. There are a number of organizations here which I will go through very quickly. For example, Self-Intersect says that if an object has specific indentations, or if it was formed in a way that it had a clash with itself, for example, do not declare it as a clash. So you, for example, activate it. Here you can actually turn on and off these settings for surface lines and point settings. Whether they are also included in the clash detection or not. Well, in an 8-point pattern that we do not have, lines and lines are most suitable for AutoCAD, and the surface that is not here is enough for you. That's all. So after you've done all these settings, you can give it a correct tolerance. You can start your clash detection. For example, I call this 5 centimeters here on the hard clash detection. And I hit the run test after I've done these settings. When you hit the run test, it actually shows you the results here. It shows you that we have this number of clash between the frame of the ceiling and the framing. So you can click on any of them here and see the clash. So you can even see if it's really a clash or not. For example, this is the wall of the frame that we pulled, and you can see if it's really a clash or not. And that's it. You have to reach each of them separately. For example, look at this part. Here we have an interversion for the frame of the frame and the arrow. After you actually see the clash, you should share them with the relevant teams and your client. After it's solved, you can do the clash detection again for sure. It has a number of settings here that I will show it to you. For example, it tells you that the clash have happened in these two frames. They have happened in this level. If you fix them more easily, and its status, which you know what it means in Navisworks. New clashes become new, and if you go to Revit and fix them, update this file and take the clash detection again, that's it. Run test again, and they will be resolved, or they will go away completely. Or if you do the clash detection again and this clash still exists, it remains active, we don't have much to do with these parts. Our topic is not Navisworks training, our topic is clash detection here. So if you have made a mistake in the clash detection settings, you can come to the selected tab and here you can adjust your settings again. For example, I can put these here again in the framing, or I can change the type of clash detection, change its tolerance, or the clash detection again. There is no problem with these. When you do the clash detection again, you can come to the result tab and you can see your clash. If necessary, you can assign them. For example, if you need to share this Navisbox file here with other teams, you can assign the clash that belongs to their teams for them, so that they know which clash they have to work with. The next feature is the display settings, when you can do a number of settings for each type of clash detection. For example, here it says that I pull one item in this color and put item 2 in this color. If you disable this, it will show you both of them in gray. Or you can say based on the color of the status, it will actually show them to me, which is not our business right now. Here, if you turn off the demonitor, it will show you the whole project and you will not see the clash. But when you turn it on, you can easily see the clash and it will sort them out and make them leaner. If you turn on the hide other, it will only show you the clash that you have selected. In my opinion, it's not a very useful feature because you have to see where the clash has happened. I think this and the transparent feature will help you a lot better here if you put them on the auto update. When you move between the clash, you will see that this update here, if you will turn on the animation settings, this is how it actually moves between the clash. There are a number of settings that are not very effective for this part of your clash detection. Now you can test them yourself. So far we have learned together how to do clash detection. Let's learn a few more clashes together. For example, I come here and let's go to other categories. For example, let's says come here and I say duct with, for example, framing. Here is duct and here is the framing. Hard, and I will select the hard clash detection. Let's do it again. I have to make a category again. I come to find item and I say I want duct with framing. Where's the framing? It's a structure. It's obvious. I selected this one and I don't need to make it again. Let's go to the duct part. First, I unhide this so that everything's on. And then I come here and I say elements categories, and from this part, I selected the dog. I come here and I find the wall and I hit it and it's selected. Save selection and I say docked. I click OK here. I close this. I come back and say add test. I made a new test. I double click on it and I say docked with framing. And I'll hit enter. Now I say set. The first becomes docked. The second one becomes framing. Hard clash detection, for example, I put this on 5 centimeters or I put it on 3 centimeters. I run the test and this is the result of the clash. We have found 71 clashes for these two. Now you have to see, for example, which one of these disciplines does this clash belong to. The clash I have here, for example, depends on which one of the disciplines. We have to solve all of them. Let's zoom in a little bit. For example, I come down, you can see the clash. This is also there. You can look at these one by one in the notebook and see if it's really a clash or not. For example, this is the finally, and I come back here and do another clash detection. For example, let's do one of these clearances. I come and say clashed with docked. Or for example, I come down here and say ceiling with docked. Or for example, ceiling with pipe. You can do this too. I come here and make a category for the pipe. Here, for example, I come and add test. I say, for example, ceiling with pipe. Now I have a ceiling selection. To choose the pipe, I come and use the second condition. Let's make another change. I come here and say element. I come down a category. I'll select the category and I look for the pipe. Here it is. So I found it. Here it is, the pipe, and you can choose this now. Now, it's good for you to choose two things here, that is ceiling with pipe and pipe fitting. I choose these two. How do I choose it? I say, for example, on clearance clash detection, and according to this picture I have here, it should be 50 millimeters. That is also, it should be on 5 centimeters. I put this on 5 and I will hit the run test. You see how many clash detections we have here? We have 2,579 clashes. Don't be surprised, they will have to be fixed later. Maybe some of them are not even clashes. They should be updated in the Revit file. This is usually the case, for example, current clash detection. It's not very suitable clash detection and it's not used very much, but it's good to use it in some places. An important issue is that when you check them, see if all of them are clashes or not, some of them may not even be clashes. So you will have to update everything here. So in this way, we clash different clashes in Navisworks together. In the next session, we will learn how to do a paper report of these clashes together.